Morning guys, so 19.3 has been announced. It's the first time we're going to be seeing two new movements, which will be strict handstand push-ups. Those of you that know me pretty well, I called this, either last year I said there was going to be handstand walking or strict handstand push-ups, and this year I said I reckon strict handstand push-ups are going to come up, which is probably the reason we've done so many of them in our programming. Also, obviously handstand walking, we've done a lot of lunging, a lot of dumbbell box step overs, stuff like that. So we're pretty well prepped for this one. In terms of exposure to the movements, they're not going to be too new to us. We're not going to feel too sore. So those of you that want to repeat the workout, do it today and do it again on Monday. You're not going to feel absolutely battered. Like, guys, when we first saw the dumbbell in 17.1 with the dumbbell snatches and baby box jump overs, people were so sore because they just weren't used to the movement. So that shouldn't be an issue for us. Just looking at the workout itself, I'm just going to run through what I've got jotted down here. So it starts off with a 200 foot overhead walking lunge. Now that's going to be split into 25-foot segments. Every 5 feet is a rep. Holding a dumbbell overhead, 22.5 for the guys, 15 kilos for the girls. I would say on this that's got to be unbroken, really. The only break would be to change your arms over. Make sure that you're not going to, certainly not to failure, but not even to too far into fatigue on one arm before you swap over. Although you're going to have the box step up, to chill out a little bit in terms of your shoulders straining, you're still going to be under some sort of fatigue, and that lactate buildup is going to affect your entire system, not just your shoulders and your legs. So I would suggest maybe doing every 2 lengths, something like that, or even every 1 length, depending on how you feel, or every 3 lengths, whatever it feels for you personally. But you don't want to be going to total fatigue or failure on one arm before swapping over. Just share the load between you. If you've got one arm that's stronger than the other, you can maybe do 2 or 3 lengths on that arm and then do 1 or 2 lengths on the other arm, just to split that work up a little bit. With the box step-ups, watched a couple of the videos of the line streams and stuff. It's just about getting comfortable, I think, with it. Most people seem to settle on holding it on one of their shoulders with their arm pretty relaxed. In this sort of position here, dumbbell head falling forward or right back on the back of their shoulders. You could even put it on the back of your neck, holding it behind and swapping over. The same thing I would suggest is that you try and swap that around a little bit. Don't just stick it on one side, because you'll find then when you get to those handstand push-ups, the one side is going to be more fatigued just from having the pressure of that dumbbell on there. So again, maybe every 10 steps, something like that, swapping over. Going back to the lunges, one thing I just put in brackets to think about is your stride length, is that it might be worth taking a split second longer to lengthen out those strides. If you test it out first, do a couple of lengths before you get warm. But if you're constantly falling 1 or 2 inches short, taking a slightly longer stride over 3 or 4 strides is actually going to save you time rather than doing another step. Same principle on the step-ups. Have a practice with this beforehand without any weight, but fixing about where you're going to put your feet. So when you're just doing normal step-ups, it's slightly different to a box step over. If you've got a flat surface in front of you, so if you're facing the box, if you're facing this way on, then you're constantly got that block in front of you. It might be worth putting the box to an angle, so you're going in at this sort of angle here. You're basically, get my GCSE art out of the way. There's my box. Not very good. Going at this angle rather than at this angle, and that way you can get your feet closer to the edges, and it allows you to be more upright rather than striding forwards, because you're doing a lot of forward and backward striding with the lunges anyway. That will allow you to stay a little bit more upright and stop you tilting forward and backwards, which could save your back, which for those of you who looking to get towards those handstand walks, it could help in the long run. Handstand push-ups. I put this on my Instagram post earlier. This is about reverse engineering for me. So have an idea. We've done so many strict handstand push-ups through the athlete program that you should have a good idea of what a good set for you is, how manageable those sets are. If you are looking at this workout and you think, okay, for instance, or example, 20 handstand push-ups is going to be a good score for me, and it takes you 6 minutes to do the first 2 bits, you've got 4 minutes to do 20 handstand push-ups. Well, that's only 5 reps a minute. Okay, so do not try and do 10 unbroken and then fall apart struggling to do another 10 singles. Why not do sets of 2 and do 10 sets of 2 every 20 seconds, something like that, where you can maintain a nice, composed, guaranteed rep rather than really struggling and forcing yourself to fatigue early on. It's not about doing a big set out front and potentially going to failure or maximal fatigue. It's about maintaining, keeping moving, basically. You want to try and limit that rest as much as possible. Those of you that are looking to finish the handstand push-ups, I've put in brackets there along the lunge step-ups. If you're looking to finish the handstand push-ups, you've got to be getting that lunge and step-ups done at sub 5. You're looking, between 4:30 and 5:30 maximum. And then you're looking to get those handstand push-ups done sub 4:30, sub 4 even. So you need to reverse engineer from that. You're looking at around about 15 reps a minute-ish. So working it back from that, you could do sets of 5 every 20 seconds. You could do, I don't know, sets of 8, whatever feels comfortable for you. Or if you're going to do shorter sets, they need to be really, really short rests. For those of you that get to the handstand walks, you've done really well. A load of people aren't going to get to these handstand walks. They're going to underestimate those handstand push-ups, and a lot of people are going to do what I just said and fry out early. So if you do get to those handstand walks, you've already done well. Most people that get to the handstand walks, I would imagine, would be capable of doing them, because if you can do 50 strict handstand push-ups and you can't handstand walk, you just haven't spent enough time practicing. It's not a strength issue or anything like that. So if you get in there, I'm assuming you can do them. You just got to go. You've got to back yourself. It's going to feel shit that first set. Expect that, because the amount of fatigue that you're going to have through your shoulders, you just need to back yourself and get those first reps done. As soon as you get one rep done, you've broken that seal and you've separated yourself from a lot of people anyway. 9 times out of 10, handstand walks feel worse in your brain than they will in your body, in terms of you're worried about failing before you're actually going to fail. Your body's telling you, your mind's telling you can't do it, but your body is actually capable. And when you kick up, if you force yourself to kick up, you'll surprise yourself and go that little bit further. Just make sure you use that lean, squeeze your bum as hard as you can, really maintain a tight core, because your shoulders are going to feel loose. You just need to press through that floor as much as possible. Okay. Those of you that are looking for your first handstand push-up, I would say to take around about 6 minutes for your strict handstand push-up. I would say take around about 6 minutes for your lunges and step-ups, maybe even a little bit longer. And if you haven't done a strict handstand push-up before, or one is a great effort for you, you need to be taking a minimum of a 1 to 2 minute rest before you do anything. It's going to feel tempting with the clock going in the background. Oh, I need to kick up, I need to do one, I need to try. Take your time. Okay, you're going to be surprised how much lactate is going to be going through your body just from doing the lunges and the box step-ups. That is actually going to affect your entire system, even though you haven't used your shoulders that much. So give yourself that rest, and you need to be aggressive. On the handstand push-ups, you do not want to spend time on the floor in terms of your head being on the floor. It needs to be lower, touch and go. It cannot be get to the bottom and hold. Okay, as soon as you pause in that bottom position, you might as well just roll back out of it, because you're wasting so much more energy than you need to. Get that stretch shortening cycle and press as hard as you can. Yeah, any questions, let me know. Make sure you check the standards and everything on the CrossFit Games website. And yeah, drop us a message, let us know how you do. Cheers, gang. Good luck.